Okay, so the good news is what? There it is, that Christ died for our sins and rose again. Good job. Okay, that is the essence of what we're doing. But we're going to use these colored beads. First one's going to be black. So those of you who have black beads, you're going to say this. I didn't have any white ink, so I'm going to use this for black. Okay, you're going to say, black stands for sin. We've all sinned against God. And you can say little things like sin means doing things wrong, doing things God wouldn't have us do. But the key is black stands for sin, and we've all sinned against God. Those of you who are doing the red bead, you're going to say, hey, here's a red bead. And guess what? Red reminds us of blood. It reminds us of Jesus' blood. Jesus died and shed his blood to pay for our sins. Jesus died and shed his blood to pay for our sins. Pretty straightforward, but that's what the red bead means. Now, the white bead is going to be third, and if you've got that one, you're going to say clean. White means clean. You got a couple of key words here. When we trust in Jesus for salvation, he cleanses and forgives us and makes us a new creation. So let's work on that one again. When we trust in Jesus for salvation, he cleanses, forgives, makes us a new creation. You got the hard job, white bead people. Okay, then if you've got a yellow bead, the key word is heaven. The yellow bead reminds us that when we've trusted in Jesus, he promises us an eternal home in heaven someday. Now, if you want to get into talking about heaven as a place that God describes as streets that have gold on them. Instead of being black streets, they're gold streets, and that's why we use yellow. You can certainly do that. But the idea is that what comes with salvation, with trusting in Jesus, is an eternal home in heaven one day. The last people are going to be giving away a green bead, and you're going to say, hey, green, this means growth. We can and we need to grow in our new life with Jesus, so we can grow for the rest of our lives in knowing him better. Okay, however you want to explain that, but always bring it back to growth. And let's not forget, what is the gospel, folks? The good news is that Christ died for our sins and rose again. And when you are finished doing your bead section, then someone at the door will tie it on and talk to the kids, and we want you to go back through those colors as well as you're talking to the children. And you can ask them, would you like to talk to Pastor Marvin more about trusting in Jesus for your salvation? He's going to be available, and he's going to be right there at the front. We'll have some others that probably will as well. So make sure that you give them that opportunity. Folks, we are giving people the gospel, and Paul says that the gospel is the power of God for the salvation of those who will believe. It's not how cool we do it. It's not how great we do it. It's the fact that we're giving them the good news. So we're doing it three different ways. One, we're doing it bead by bead. One, we're doing it when we actually tie the bracelet on and recap that. And the third way we're doing it is by the card that we drop in with all the candy in their bag. And they can have that for a long time to look at and to review. So I'm excited. Halloween night, 31st. It's going to be from 6 to 9. Hope you're working the early shift or the late shift. If you're confused about that, ask Tracy. Thanks, everybody.